Hello, that movie dork here again with some dazzling trivia by suggestion from Justin Plant about Jim Henson's cult classic, Labyrinth. Release date, June 27th, 1986. Budget, 25 million quid. Tech specs. The Arriflex 35BL3 served as ACAM, with Cooke X-Stall Express lenses covering the camera gate, and a Fujicolor negative running through it. Possibly Fujicolor A250T8518, and or Fujicolor AX500T8514, 35mm film.
Hell yeah.
The idea began as a collaboration between Jim Henson and Brian Froud after their work together on The Dark Crystal in 1982. The original script, written by Terry Jones of Monty Python, turned his first draft into Jim Henson, who immediately got other writers to do punch-ups, but it lost its humor by the time they were trying to secure David Bowie, so they sent the draft back to Terry, but he had to retain a few things, like the center of the labyrinth being shown to Sarah before she actually got there. This film has the trifecta of most difficult things to work with in filmmaking: animals, babies, and puppets. The only simple scene in this flick was the ballroom dance scene. Baby Toby was Toby Froud, the son of conceptual designer Brian Froud. He would not respond to the scripted name of Freddy, only to his own, and David Bowie had to employ the tactic of wearing a sooty puppet on his hand to get Toby into his hypnotic stare, so he could whisper into his ear without Toby screaming his head off. Speaking of babies, Jennifer Connelly was only 14 years old during production of this movie. If you're a late Gen X, early millennial, I'm sorry for that. My knees crack with thee. According to Brian Henson, the magic dance scene featured over 48 puppets, 52 puppeteers, and 8 actors in costume.
Hell yeah.
Over 100 pairs of latex hands were made for the helping hand scene. Hoggle was performed by Sherry Weiser, inside a suit controlling the physical movement, with 4 puppeteers led by Brian Henson controlling the facial expressions remotely with 18 different motors. Hell yeah. The team wore power glove-like controls on their hands, playing Hoggle's face like a piano, controlling the jaw, eyebrows, and lip movements with hand gestures. Hell yeah. With other crazy stuff like a foot pedal to control the skin around Hoggle's eyes, which was controlled by a joystick.
Hell yeah.
If you happen to find yourself in the Scottsboro, Alabama airport, you can catch a glimpse of a real Hoggle puppet from the movie, which was found in unclaimed baggage in 1997 in a state of disrepair. The airport paid to refurbish it to its former glory, to show it off at the entrance, alongside replicas of ancient artifacts and other unclaimed treasures. Hoggle Always Groaning was a creative solution to keep the mouth open, so performer Sherry Weiser could see. In comparison, the puppeteer operating Ludo from the inside saw the world through a miniature video camera hidden in the right horn, with a screen installed inside his head.
Hell yeah.
While filming at Elstree Studios in Hertfordshire, England, they shared the lot with the production of Legend, where Brian Henson met Mia Sara, who he later married. Aww. There are a few uncredited writers worth shouting out: Laura Phillips, Elaine May, and George Lucas, who refused to do any interviews during the release of this movie to not steal Jim Henson's thunder. They were both dear friends until Jim's death from bacterial pneumonia in 1990. Rest in peace, Jim. Final bag. 12.7 million smackers on its US theatrical run, becoming a box office flop, and the last film that Jim Henson would ever direct due to the critical response. However, it did do well in the UK and overseas, raking in 34 million, and the eventual home video and television broadcasts cemented its place in cult cinema, which restored Jim's confidence in his work before he passed. Thanks for watching this incredibly dorky video about the musical fantasy film, Labyrinth. Share your favorite quotes, moments, and your favorite movies. I love to go on these deep dives. Until next time, friends, I have to go into work. But I'm not even supposed to be there today!